Offseason stars Jocelin Donahue as Marie, who receives a mysterious letter and travels to a desolate island town where she soon becomes trapped in a nightmare. This is written and directed by Mickey Keating, and it hit VOD back in March, and it's also going to hit Shudder in June. And it's another entry in the ever-growing subgenre of low-key but creepy atmospheric horror that I feel has especially boomed in the last few years. However, while most of these films that go for this approach tend to be real slow burners and feel dragged out, Offseason actually succeeds in the sense that it hooks you in with its B-movie flair and its intriguing mystery elements. After we get a chilling opening monologue from Marie's mother, played excellently by Melora Walters, we then switch gears to Marie herself, who's told in this letter to inspect her mother's grave for vandalism in her hometown. And from there, accompanied by her boyfriend played by Joe Swanberg, we enter the hometown where the center of the action is this abandoned little island that feels like something out of a schlocky 70s horror movie. And I certainly appreciated the aesthetic, as I'm a big fan of vintage horror, and if nothing else, Keating's love for films from that time are all on display here. It evokes a lot of Lovecraftian horror, with a lot of haunting imagery in some beautifully shot sequences, and there's almost a gonzo sensibility to the whole thing with a lot of these very stylish encounters that heighten the stakes of Marie's journey and this descent into madness. And what was great was that it felt like the film was actually building towards something rather than feeling like just these rinse and repeat series of disconnected visions. It all felt truly eerie, and it worked on a story level. Plus, it's also really well acted and felt like it was a notch above the usual breathless whispers we normally get in these atmospheric horrors. As mentioned, Melora Walters had a memorable supporting performance, while Jocelin Donahue made for a compelling lead. Joe Swanberg seemed like he didn't have all that much to do, but he was fine for the most part, while Jeremy Garner, who I quite liked as the lead in After Midnight from a few years back, also appears in a solid supporting role as a fisherman here. I do think though that the film is still held back slightly, as the characterizations don't wind up adding to anything as profound as I would have liked. While I enjoyed the performances and I was hooked because there was some genuine sense of intrigue thanks to its stylish imagery, at the end of the day, there were elements that felt a little thin from an emotional standpoint. It seemed at first that that might not be the case, as it looked like we were about to explore this relationship between Marie and her deceased mother, but it didn't really go quite as deep with any of that as I think it could have, and that held it back for me a bit. But still, overall, Offseason made for some decent B-movie fun, finding a nice balance between atmospheric horror and an engaging mystery. There's a clear love for the genre worn on its sleeve that I appreciated, and for that, it makes things pretty engaging. I just think had it stuck the landing on a more emotional level, it could have been good or even great. But as it stands, it's still a fun enough ride. Offseason gets a 6.5 out of 10. So let me know, did you see Offseason, or are you planning to see it, and what were your thoughts? Did you like the story? Did you find it creepy? Let me know in the comments below so we can discuss. Also, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and share it, and for more movie reviews and film discussion, please make sure to hit that subscribe button to stay updated. Thanks for watching everyone, and keep having fun with film.